There was a time when every defender in the world feared one player. Not because he was the strongest, not because he was the fastest, but because nobody knew what he was about to do next. His name was Neymar Jr. Welcome back to Football Frontier. Today we're looking at why Neymar became one of the most unstoppable footballers of his generation and why, at his best, almost nobody could stop him. When Neymar first exploded onto the football scene with Santos, he didn't look like a future global superstar. He wasn't physically dominant. He wasn't towering over defenders. Instead, he relied on something much more dangerous: pure skill. Every time he received the ball, the stadium held its breath. Would he dribble? Would he flick the ball over a defender? Would he nutmeg someone? Or would he score from an impossible angle? Nobody knew. And that's exactly what made him so dangerous. Defenders love predictable players. Neymar was the complete opposite. 1 second he would slow the game down. The next, he would burst past 3 defenders with unbelievable acceleration. His first touch was almost impossible to read. His balance allowed him to change direction in a split second. And his close control meant the ball seemed glued to his feet. Many players can beat 1 defender. Neymar often beat 2 or 3 in the same attack. Then came Barcelona. Alongside Lionel Messi and Luis Suárez, Neymar became part of one of the greatest attacking trios football has ever seen. While defenders focused on Messi, Neymar punished them. While they tried to stop Suárez, Neymar found space. His combination of creativity, speed, and finishing made Barcelona nearly impossible to defend. In the 2014-15 season, the famous MSN trio scored goals for fun. Every match felt like a highlight reel. And Neymar was no longer just a talented youngster. He had become one of the world's best players. But what truly separated Neymar from most footballers wasn't just his dribbling. It was his confidence. He never played with fear. Even in the biggest matches, he attempted skills. He took risks. He believed he could beat anyone. That confidence inspired teammates, but terrified defenders. Then there was his flair. Football is often about efficiency. Neymar brought entertainment. Rainbow flicks, elasticos, back heels, no-look passes. He played with freedom. Every touch reminded fans that football is also meant to be enjoyed. Of course, that style came with a price. Because Neymar was fouled constantly. Opponents quickly realized they couldn't win the ball cleanly. So they stopped him with tackles. Again. And again. Throughout his career, he became one of the most fouled players in football. Many defenders admitted there was simply no other way to stop him. His international career with Brazil was equally spectacular. Every time he wore the famous yellow shirt, expectations were enormous. Millions believed he would lead Brazil back to World Cup glory. And often, he delivered magical moments. Brilliant solo goals, free kicks, last-minute winners. He carried the hopes of an entire nation. Injuries, however, became the biggest obstacle of his career. Just when he seemed unstoppable, his momentum was interrupted. Ankle injuries, foot injuries, long recoveries. Many football fans still wonder what Neymar could have achieved if injuries had never slowed him down. Would he have won the Ballon d'Or? Would Brazil have lifted another World Cup? Those questions may never be answered. But one thing remains certain. At his absolute best, Neymar was one of the most complete attacking players football has ever seen. He could score, create, dribble, pass, take free kicks, beat defenders one-on-one, and completely change a match in a single moment. Very few players combined skill and effectiveness the way Neymar did. Perhaps that's why his highlights continue attracting millions of views even today. Because football like Neymar's is rare. It isn't just about winning. It's about creating moments people never forget. Moments that make fans jump out of their seats. Moments that remind us why we love football. That's why. When people ask why nobody could stop Neymar, the answer is simple. Because you can't defend against imagination. You can't predict genius. And you certainly can't prepare for a player willing to try the impossible every time he touched the ball. Now we want to hear from you. At his peak, was Neymar one of the most skillful footballers you've ever watched? Tell us your opinion in the comments below. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more football documentaries, legendary football stories, and everything football. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you in the next video.